Response video to the Modern Mystic on his whatever, not a propaganda channel, I guess. Not a clickety click channel, maybe. But anyway, asked two questions. I guess I'll answer the questions first, and then get to this snarky part of his video. But the same old bullshit part, anyway. Why should people who get paid more pay more taxes? So, why should taxes be progressive? Why should there be an income tax that's progressive? The simplest argument for me is because the system that exists is so grotesquely unfair in where it provides starting positions for people that is the only possible way to fix the unfairness the system starts with. The horrible nepotism, the insider games that are played, the huge inefficiencies that exist in most of management. I mean, the logical equations are all over the place. You pay one CEO $10 million or something, where you could hire 100 Harvard graduates to fulfill that position and make decisions. And those 100 people getting paid $150,000, $200,000 a year. Infinitely deeper reservoir of good ideas could come out of that. Of work even if you just put them to work, in management, you'd do better than that one CEO. And those kind of equations are just obvious. They're all over the place in the world we exist in. Clearly, there's all kinds of, people born to the silver spoon kind of idea. And as long as that crap exists, as long as we all show up at the game board where we all don't show up and the game starts, and we all show up. No, there's people that have all these, they're way ahead in the board game. They already have hotels on Park Place. You've already lost the game before you even rolled the dice the first time. And that's the reality. That's the huge percentages demonstrate. A very tiny fraction of the population is able to escape class and either move up or rich move down. I mean, there's a tiny percentage of people migrating out of those classes. So it isn't about earning. It's not about what you deserve. It's not about fairness. And so until it is, this is the only mechanism we have to fix it. So the day we have a real merit economy where there's a limit on the maximum amount of income and ownership, and people have to be accountable in those positions, like the person, digging the ditch, where if they screw up or fuck up, they can be kicked out of their job with just as much ease and simplicity. There's just as many candidates to fill their position. Then yeah, screw this. This is a bullshit system. People should be paid proportional to their contribution, to their work, to their investment, what they've made of themselves, to make themselves qualified for that kind of income. And certainly in the real world, we know there's real world deficits that people are born with. Okay, deficits they don't create, deficits they're not responsible for, and certainly that's got to be balanced. There's got to be some attention paid to the fact that you have to compensate for those things. So yeah, it's as long as we exist in a world where all this, where the strongest exploitation pressures exist on the lowest wages because of the huge oversupply of human beings, until we fix those kind of problems and make that reality more equitable, you have to have a progressive tax. If theoretically I'd get rid of the whole inheritance thing, all that crap, I'd abolish most of all of it. But we certainly should abolish the worst of it. Okay, the over the $1 million kind of shit. Second question, what to do with the 85% of service workers in the Gary economy? I'm not for the whole service worker thing. I'd definitely unemploy a lot of people, because I'd say, we would stop building yachts and we'll stop putting in marble floors all over the place and doing all the other crap that might even be industrial work, but doesn't matter. It's wasted work. Gold plating toilets is bullshit. People are expecting way too much from the system. I've said it in videos, Nick. I'd make the social health programs. You would contribute to what you want, minimum, medium, maximum, and it'd be proportional to your income, and you'd pay a premium based on that. And I'd certainly advocate strongly for rational equations. You don't spend $100,000 to keep a 97-year-old guy with brain cancer alive or something. It's just plain fucking stupid. It's a dumb investment. It's idiotic. It's moronic. It's fucktarded. You can buy 10 human lives with the money you're going to waste on this one dead person. And there's all kinds of creepy crap like that. And I've said it clearly in many videos. The public workers' unions got to be broken. The teachers' unions got to be broken. These are malicious entities now. They exist merely to create fake work and fake salary increases. I mean, these public service unions, the cops, the rest of them, yeah, they got to be broken. And we've got to be more rational. There's no point in paying some guy $100,000 a year to write chalk on people's tires or something. I mean, we got cops in this town getting paid to do work a 16-year-old kid could do. It's just bullshit. It's just nonsense. And it's got to be a lot more rational than it is. So yeah, that wasted work's got to go. But the point is not unemploying these people. These 85% of these people. The idea isn't to just unemploy them. The point is to re-employ them in productive work. Build Hoover dams. Build things that social infrastructure. Build things that are real, not all this touchy-feely crap, but real resources that allow people the independence and freedom that we all deserve. So you don't unemploy them, though. I mean, that's just idiotic. It's not a solution to the problem. I mean, you griped about the fact that you can't, itemize these cuts, and then you gripe because somebody suggests we increase taxes on the poor old rich people. But this is the bottom line. The whole economy is going to hit this brick wall, and there's no way to undo that. There's no pretense here. If you unemploy these people, if you cut the service economy jobs, you will slide the country into a hard depression, and people will start working for a hamburger a day. We'll go right back to the grapes of wrath horror, Dust Bowl horror, and the rich will still have their advantage. The ones who aren't idiots, and have to jump out of their windows. But the ones that remain are going to own this place big time, and things will be horrible. And my argument is the simpler solution is to sacrifice the top 3% instead of sacrificing the bottom 45%. Those numbers are just common sense obvious, and we don't even have to sacrifice the top 3%. Like I said, all we got to do is take away some of their jewelry. All we got to do is deprive them of a little bit of their extra. It has nothing to do with taking their lives away or forcing them into the sewer. But the reality that real human beings will face by your policy, your cut their job policy, is killing people. My policy is taking away a few 7-mile long driveways. It's no big fucking deal. Their extra 15th summer home or some other bullshit. So I still think I got the much more rational argument here. But again, you're the one that puts all these. One day you want to talk about the narrow specifics. The next day, and we ban the idea of talking about the whole big picture. And then the next day you're asking questions that require big picture answers, because that's the context. The context is what exists now. The context is the emergency that exists now too, and you abuse that in your video. As you point out that we have this $1.8 trillion deficit. Well, we only have a $1.8 trillion deficit because we bailed out the richest people in the world, the bankers, and then we had a stimulus program that basically was another bailout for the rich. I mean, more than half of that money wasn't going to fucking workers. No, it's going to business owners. It's going to pay debts on state deficits that are mostly created by a bunch of private companies screwing the state governments and the public employees too, of course. Again, don't think I'm sympathetic to the overpaying of public employees. I'm very sympathetic to the idea of public employment. I'm very unsympathetic to this crap where you pay some fucktard, $120,000 a year, to shuffle a few papers. I mean, stuff I could do in my goddamn spare time. It's bullshit. It's insipid what we pay some of these people, the non-work we get out of them. But the point is they're all in the same pot. So you end up calling one a bastard, and it's not fair, because there's government employees who are working hard. It's all in the management level the thing falls apart, because that's where all the fucking patronage is. That's where all the deals are. That's where all the, oh yeah, you work for the campaign, so we'll give you this cushy little management job bullshit is going on. And that's the shit that's got to be done away with accountable government. And then you get into the big picture of how you reform the government so you have accountability. And that can be done too. But this is all engineering. It's all got to be talked about, but you're always talking about it in this one narrow context, this one point of view that satisfies these greedy assholes. And to say you're not doing that, your last video was just full of this crap again. What kind of government spending can we cut? And again, I was talking more too about how we got into this problem. You can't fix the problem with some simple little tax increase. You got to fix the problem with a big radical friggin' change. All right, you're not going to deal with it. Oh, damn, out of time. Well, fuck it. I'll go over. I'll do a short part two. You're not going to fix this problem now. Let's increase taxes. Let's undo the tax